Can everybody hear me? Can anybody not hear me? Let's do it that way. Let's have some fun. Good morning. My name is Harvey Ruben. I run a program called Academic Basketball. It's an AAU program with two teams, both 17U, with the smartest players that I can find, based one in Fairfield County, Connecticut, and the other in Westchester County in New York State, which pulls in half the players from the private schools in New York City. The lowest GPA on my team this year was a 3.7 and a 1390, but on Tuesday that 1390 should be 1500, which means that 7 of the 8 players that are seniors now will have broken the barrier. I am not recruiting any of you to come play for me in New York, honestly. What I want to explain to you is that every year since 2006, the players in my program, and again, only 2 teams, have gone on to earn a college uniform. Let me repeat that. Every player except 5. All 5 were coaches' sons who went on to be the managers at the D1 school that they chose. So I'm counting them too. What's the secret? No C's, ever. No full year C's. Freshmen and sophomores, please pay attention. No C's on a full year grade. If it's going to end up on your transcript with a C, you got a problem. Juniors, can you please have an uptick in your junior year on your grade point average over what you've done the first 2 years? If you've gone from a 3.8 to a 3.4, for example, go get a 3.8 again. Why? Because the colleges will want to see that. If you're a senior, all we need you to do is get through your first marking period, and your college applications should be filed. Pick one school for early decision, a bunch for early action, some backups, choose the school. Why? Because if you're playing in Division III, that's the way it's done. Choosing a college up. How much you like the coach? Absolutely a brilliant answer. Good job. Got another one? Cost. I couldn't agree with you more. Cost. Couldn't agree with you more. You've got to be able to afford it. So let's say some of you think that, oh my God, I've got to get a scholarship in Division I, II, or NAIA in order to afford it. There are 8 schools that I know, other than Army and Navy, that are free. Doesn't cost you anything to go to those schools. We can get that solved. Who here's got a 3.7 or better and a 1300 or 28 SACT or better? Well, I can find you a school where it's going to cost you less to go there than a state university. But you're going down a bit. So cost we can work with, but you're absolutely right. Got another one?
How they play? Like how the college...
You are absolutely right, because his system does not fit mine. In my system, I like a shot every 8 seconds. 5 passes, 3 screens, and a shot within 8 seconds. If one of my teams goes past 20 seconds, I just beg them to hand the ball to the referee and go play defense. And I also we only allow 3s or dunks, because 3 is greater than 2. But you're absolutely right, because the way you play will fit into his system, but is not necessarily going to fit into his system. Give me another one. You forgot girls and food. And in all those cases, everything that's come up and a bunch of the other ones, it's all wrong, in my opinion. Top 5 criteria for choosing a college are jobs, 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 and jobs. A job so good that your mother is going to be over the moon bragging to all of her friends on how good a job you got. And a job that your father is pissed off at you because you're making more money than he is. And as much as you think that that's not going to happen, 2 of my players graduated this year and made more money coming out of college, starting salary, than their fathers. And both fathers are doctors.
Wow.
Who here wants physical therapy? Exercise science, physical therapy. How about a 6-year PhD? Graduate when you're 23, 24, with a PhD. So let's say, and I don't know what neighborhood you live in, but when you graduate an undergrad degree with kinesiology, which is different, exercise science, or physical therapy, you may make $35,000 a year. Your neighbor could be more, could be less. If you have a master's degree, you could be $48,000, $55,000. What do you think you make with a PhD when you graduate in physical therapy? Well, frankly, your salary doesn't matter because you're on a 5-year fast track to equity partnership in the firm that you're with, or you start your own by age 30. How about that? And with your grades and scores, if I'm not mistaken, you may get some serious money off, because those schools are not necessarily the highest level. So you're going to get merit money from them. 6-year PhD. Who here wants pre-med? Now, with pre-med, you put your hand up high. How many do I got? Be honest. Pre-med, psychology, a bunch of other things. There are 3 schools which I recommend you look at. I didn't say go, that's your call. I want you to look at. Why? One of them is 100% throughput. From entering is a pre-med major, going all the way through and getting into med school. Another one is 94% to your first or second choice. And the third one is 92% to your first choice. I think we can all agree that Johns Hopkins or Swarthmore or UCLA are about as good as it gets in being pre-med. Problem I have is that they weed out people. So if you're a basketball player spending seriously about 60 hours a week in season, even though the NCAA says, what, 28 or something? You don't have a whole lot of time compared to the people who aren't playing a sport. Things to consider. Why do I think that jobs are so important? What's the difference between Division I and Division III when it comes to jobs? It's this simple. Though many of you have been looking at my prop, here's the explanation. The ones that are big in bold are Division III. The ones that are in blue are Division I. You'll see an unbelievable absence of Division II schools on this list. Because when it comes to academics, high academics, okay, I'm from Connecticut, I'm a snob. High academic, there aren't too many Division II schools, I've got about 7 of them, that are at the same level. The green is all women, and the, whatever this orange, yellow color is they don't play basketball. I like to concentrate on these schools. I'm 57 years old. When I came through, if you didn't go to an Ivy League school, you had failed. Simple as that. I didn't go there, I failed. But I did get an MBA in 4 years. On the university side, you see there are several of them. Most of them are the UAA. Most of them are engineering schools. Most of them are STEM schools. Most of them are also liberal arts schools. On this side, we come down to here, number 26. And what's significant about that is every single one of these schools meets full need. Let me hit that one again. Meets full need. If you can get in with your GPA and your test score, your parents fill out the paperwork, the FAFSA, they go on the financial aid calculator that every school has, figure out what do you think it's going to cost, and it's pretty accurate. If the coach wants you, you may get a couple dollars more sometimes, but those schools meet full need. And on top of it, most of the kids going there, parents, make way too much money. So the financial aid is loaded to the 30 to 40% of the kids who need it. These schools, academically, are marvelous. But even all the way down here, there are a lot of schools that right now are getting kids the same interviews and the same internships as the Ivy League schools and the top schools, which come down to about right here. Now, I'm using 92% is a number that I've made up. But for about 92% of the kids in these schools, the education that they would get on this side down to about here is pretty much the same, because you get the same internships and the same job interviews for graduation. What you do with those interviews, that's up to you. How do you get into these schools? Can I borrow that orange thing with your feet for a minute? What's this? I found that this is the miraculous thing which allows you to stop talking and open your ears. And more importantly, this is how you get into a better college than your GPA and your test scores would allow for, and allows you to beat the percentages. That's the key for me. Can you use basketball to get into a better school than your GPA and test scores would ordinarily allow you to? Yes, 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 yes. Definitely this. Yes, yes. Not so much. Yes, definitely, definitely, yes, definitely, yup, all the way, oh, absolutely. No question. MIT, no. Chicago, no. Caltech, no. These coaches don't have any say or any pull or anything else. But these do. They have chips. They have 2 slots. You still got to be good. And then you say, well, what about getting into the Ivies or that's a 6 on your own. That's a 6.6% chance of getting in. I don't like risk. So if one of these schools said, we want you, the education, okay, I'll go all the way down. I apologize. Right down to here. That's his school. Thank you. If they're willing to let you in, here's the deal. The internships that you can get from there, as long as you go get your GPA at the college, you're getting the interview for the internships. And you may get the internship. You may get the job interview, which will lead to the job. That, to me, is the key. How do I help you? I answer your questions. If you've got questions, email me. Don't text me. I could be driving. Email me. Call me. You have questions, I answer questions. Parents, there's no charge. Ask me questions. Kids, you're not paying me anyways. Who pays me? The parents who figure out that they've either got too much anxiety, don't know how to get to the right place, or their kids are driving them crazy. Or parents are driving the kids crazy. Because I can help you get to find which of the schools are the right ones. To your point, figure out which one you fit into the system so that when you get there, you're right in line to start playing when it's the right time. How do I know about these schools? All the way down to right here I've been to, on this side. Almost all of them down to here I've been to. But when we go all the way down to here, down to where 100, I think I've been to 87 of 100 on this one and 83 on that side. I talk to the coaches, sometimes too much, right? Sorry. You can talk to the coaches. One of the coaches yesterday said, send me an email and list all of the things I'm going to want to know. Okay, that's great advice. How do I know that no absolutely is great? Because I've been preaching this for the last 9 years at events just like this. I give it away. www.academicbasketball is how you find out everything about me. But I try and make it even easier. www.earnacollegeuniform.com. Can you remember that one enough? Earnacollegeuniform.com. Someone, kids, one of you guys punch your phone and dial that up as fast as you can, please. On there, it will have something called the eloquent email. Everything you need to know what to do, your next steps, is on that page. It's free. It gives you the email. Copy it, find the one typo in it, or not, because the coaches know where it is, but they may not care. And send it off. It will say, hi, my name is, my GPA, I'm a student at this school, my GPA is this, my test score is this, my highlight video is at this place. You could also say my full game is at this place. I'm interested in your school. I've completed the prospective athlete questionnaire. I am very interested if after watching my video you think that I'm good enough to play or to be recruited by you, please contact me. I look forward to speaking with you. How hard is that? Do it. You'll be surprised the response you get. If you use a service that auto mails that for you through one of the recruiting services, it may not be read, it may not go through, that's fine. You do it yourself, you have success. Need help? Call me, email me. You're going to get information from me. We'll get you taken care of. If you've got specific needs or special questions, that's no problem. Hit me with it. I'm on the East Coast. I usually work till 10 o'clock, 7 o'clock Pacific. You can call me in your drive time in the morning. If you've got questions, I'll be here. One last thing. How do you do your research about the colleges? Go to Amazon. What did we figure out? $11.65 yesterday? Go get this. The 2019 comes out in a couple days. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. This will give you a ton of information which leads to this. Guys, rule number 1, remember to have fun. Go figure out what rule number 2 is. Do that too. Questions? I'll be here all day. I'll be the last to leave. Thanks, go have fun. Oh, one other thing. Stand out. Don't watch things happen. Stand out. The coaches will find you. Thank you.